You just heard me soloing with only one scale, a very interesting scale that presents the listener with a balance of openness and tension. This scale is typically referred to as the altered scale. Sometimes you'll also hear it being referred to as the Superlocrian mode. Whichever way you like to refer to it, it's derived from the melodic minor scale. The unique intervallic structure of the melodic minor scale contributes to the openness of the altered scale sound. So today, I'm going to discuss the origin of the altered scale, and additionally, I'm going to show you how to incorporate it into your guitar solos. Have you used the altered scale? Maybe you love it. Maybe you can't stand it. Drop a comment below and let me know. And while you're at it, make sure to give this video a like so we can push it out to as many people as possible. And if you've been enjoying the videos right here on my channel, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming playing videos, lesson videos, or discussions about music. And if you'd like to take your playing to the next level, make sure to join me over at bensguitarclub.com, where you can learn with me with my guitar masterclasses and bundle packages, including the BGC bundle, which features all of my masterclasses in one package. At the very beginning of this video, you heard me soloing with only the altered scale, and I was also throwing in some arpeggios and intervallic patterns that you can derive from the altered scale. More specifically, I was utilizing the B altered scale for my solo. The altered scale, or Superlocrian mode, is the 7th mode of the melodic minor scale. That means if you start a melodic minor scale from the 7th degree, you'll have an altered scale. You just heard me playing the B altered scale, and that's the 7th mode of the C melodic minor scale. This means that the C melodic minor scale is the parent scale, and the B altered scale, or Superlocrian mode, is a mode derived from that parent scale. And you can certainly hear the similarity between the mode and the parent scale. Here's the B altered scale, and here's the C melodic minor scale. Almost exactly the same, just starting from a different note. To understand the altered scale sound a little better, let's take a look at the C melodic minor scale in some more depth. I mentioned earlier that the altered scale has a characteristically open sound, and to understand exactly why this is, we need to take a look at the intervallic structure of the melodic minor scale. In C, the intervals found in this scale are as follows: whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, another whole step, and a half step to get us back home. You might have noticed a whole tone scale type sound as I was playing through those intervals. This is due to the 4 consecutive whole steps found within the intervallic pattern of the melodic minor scale. Now, if we play more or less the same intervallic pattern, except this time starting from the note B, we get something that sounds like this: half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and a final whole step to get us back to B. So now that we've established the intervallic structure and the sound of the altered scale, what chord do we play it over? Perhaps we can find the answer by harmonizing the C melodic minor scale in stacked thirds to create a series of 7th chords derived from the scale. C minor major 7, D minor 7, E flat major 7 sharp 5, F7, G7, A minor 7 flat 5, B minor 7 flat 5. So if the B altered scale starts from the 7th degree of the C melodic minor scale, then then perhaps the correct chord to play the altered scale over would be the 7th chord derived from the C melodic minor scale, which, as we just played, would be B minor 7 flat 5. Well, maybe. In accordance with the scale, when you harmonize it in thirds from the 7th degree, you do get a minor 7 flat 5 chord. In this case, B minor 7 flat 5. But more commonly, you'll hear the altered scale being played over this chord type, and it might shed a bit of light on why we call it the altered scale. B7 sharp 5 sharp 9, or you could voice it down here. That chord is what we call an altered dominant chord. And an altered dominant chord is any dominant chord like B7, which has altered tensions included in the voicing. Over a dominant chord, we have 4 possible altered tensions: the flat 5, the sharp 5, the flat 9, and the sharp 9. The first voicing I played for B7 sharp 5 sharp 9, as the name suggests, contains 2 altered tensions. First we have the root note B, then we have the 3rd degree D sharp, then we have the sharp 5, an alteration, G, then we have the flat 7, A, then we have another alteration, the sharp 9. The altered scale contains all 4 possible altered tensions that can be played over a dominant chord, and starting from B, it works out a little bit like this. B is the root note, C is the flat 9, D is the sharp 9, D sharp or E flat is the natural 3rd, F is the flat 5, G is the sharp 5, A is the flat 7, and B brings us right back home to the root note. So you'll most commonly hear the altered scale being utilized over dominant chords like B7 sharp 5 sharp 9. To understand more about the theory behind these scales and modes and how to connect scales and also arpeggios through chord changes, make sure to check out the How to Practice bundle at bensguitarclub.com, where I go into a lot of depth in How to Practice volumes 1, 2, and 3 about how to utilize scales and arpeggios to further your soloing on guitar, including a number of exercises a bit like this. If we had a 5-1 cadence, in this case in E major, going from the chords B7 to E major, we could play a B altered scale on B7 and connect it up to the E major scale on our E major chord. It might sound something a bit like this. Added a chromatic passing note as well. And that's how you get started with the altered scale. To get to know some more in-depth scale patterns on the guitar neck derived from the melodic minor scale, check out the How to Practice bundle at bensguitarclub.com, and make sure to drop a comment. Have you used the altered scale? Maybe it's a sound that you love. Maybe it's a sound that you don't love. Make sure to jump in the comments and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like down below so we can push it out to as many people as possible. And if you've been enjoying my videos, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my playing videos, lesson videos, a bit like this one, and discussions about music. And if you'd like to learn my approach to guitar, make sure to join me over at bensguitarclub.com. Have fun with the altered scale, and I'll see you next time.